Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's No FOMO Charts, Stocks and Crypto TA live stream. It's Friday night, December 29, 2023, about 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the last stream of 2023. We made it. It's been an amazing year full of emotional ups and downs, a lot of events going on in the world, and it's about to be New Year's. So, preparing for January 2024, just mentally preparing, has been important. So, let's start with stocks and go into crypto. If you have a question or request, feel free to let me know in the live chat or in my YouTube comments after the stream's over. Welcome, everybody. So, just a quick reminder, this is educational and an analysis live stream about stocks, crypto, commodities, sometimes Forex and futures. We're going over the charts. So preparing for next year. COM stock earnings releases. COM main foods, Cal main foods. Walgreens, that's going to be a big one. Conagra, a big food supplier, and STZ, Constellation Brands. Economic data releases, there's a lot next week. Manufacturing PMI, job openings, FOMC meeting minutes are going to be important as well, the Federal Reserve notes. Non-farm employment change, unemployment claims, average hourly earnings, employment rate, and services PMI as well. So there's quite a bit of news for crypto, at least. For stocks, stock market is closed on January 1st, 2024 for New Year's Day holiday here in the USA. That's this coming Monday. So it's going to be a long weekend holiday. And stock market earnings season is going to begin mid-January of 2024. In combination with the crypto news, there's a lot of changes going on right now. So first, Grayscale. If you don't know Grayscale is basically a over-the-counter crypto trust stock company. So it's like a crypto stock, but the parent group, DCG CEO, left the Grayscale board of directors and he was replaced by Mark Shifke. So, and also Grayscale refiled their spot Bitcoin ETF with the SEC this week. Also, Coinbase Global's head of custody, Aaron Schnark, departs the company and is replaced by Rick Schoenberg. SEC also is set to either approve or reject several spot Bitcoin ETFs beginning from January 10th, 2024. I believe ARK ETF, Bitcoin ETF, is the first one to get either approved or denied. We're going to see. So the fact that these CEOs or the head of custody is getting changed makes me believe that there is going to be some real activity. Okay, this might be the real one in terms of ETFs getting approved or denied. Now, overseas, India blocked 9 global crypto exchanges due to local anti-money laundering laws in their country. That's Binance, Kraken, KuCoin, etc. So those are big pieces of news right here. Okay, some people are saying it's going to be a sell the news event. It's definitely possible because we rallied for 3 months, basically, or even 1 year into this event. And we also have the Bitcoin halving in April. So those 2 events could be 2 major sell the news events. It's just how high are we going to go? And is this pullback that I'll show you on the charts later, is it just a pullback or is it the top of the market? We'll find out. Now, since this is the last stream of this year, just gonna reveal some of my trades, my best trades for this year in stocks and crypto. So for stocks, I had 40% profit in Tesla is my best swing trade. For OTC stocks, there's this Grayscale Litecoin Trust. It's an OTC crypto stock. I had plus 200% profit on that stock. For crypto, for Cardano, I had plus 125% profit, and Solana was my number one trade of this whole year, greater than plus 250% profit. And if you watched my stream from last time, I showed and I reviewed how did I know how to enter Cardano and Solana. And maybe this time I'll look at Litecoin and Tesla if somebody wants to know that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the charts now. We'll start with stocks. We're on the S&P 500 on daily chart. First, let's mark our resistance and support levels. We're at the all-time high of 2023. It's higher than the 2021 high. So let's look at where's that level. Approximately 477 is the resistance. The immediate support below is 466.84. I can also draw a trend line below this, and it looks like we're about to have a problem. We can put a resistance trend line on the top as well. Just box in as much of the price as possible. And to my eyes, with these combination of these two indicators, the MACD and RSI oscillators, I am seeing bearish divergence, losing momentum. You can see the green mountains in the MACD histogram are starting to go down. We have a downtick on the histogram here, the first red tick on the daily chart with bearish divergence for the past 2 weeks. So I'm expecting some kind of pullback. This does not mean we're about to go all the way back down. We are heading into earnings season. So in about 2 or 3 weeks from now, this move will be determined by the earnings. If we have finance earnings and tech earnings that are bad, I'm expecting a larger pullback. However, if it's good, there's already this weekly setup that's been setting up for almost this entire year. The weekly large cup and handle, which is usually a bullish pattern. And we already bounced up from it. We passed the high of the cup, the top, which was only 455 area. If this is true, this entire 30% move could be our target in the future. Okay, William O'Neill, this is his cup and handle pattern. It's not textbook perfect. Sometimes people say this has to retrace 1/3 of the way, this little red part, but didn't happen like that. We're going to see what happens. But at least on the daily chart, this is what I'm noticing. Now, we're still in this golden cross since March 2023. The golden cross right here, actually it's right here. Yellow above the red and high, low, higher, high. So we just had to make a little bit of a higher low and that's okay. And then if we have good earnings, go back up again. I will know we are in trouble if we have this type of downtrend, but it does not recover. If we lose the 200 EMA, we basically got saved by the short squeeze here. But if it kept going down, then we would be in a definite downtrend. Okay, let's go to Dow Jones first. Dow Jones, the resistance as well, right at 377, immediate support at 371.46. Also in the golden cross here, as you can see on the daily chart. The Dow Jones well above its 2021 high of 350. It's incredible to witness. However, on the daily, I'm not getting too excited about this because that move of this bullish move reversal is basically kind of over in my mind because I see a 5-wave Elliott wave pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That third wave is longer than the first wave. Let's see, is that true? 6%. Just barely. So this is a legitimate 5-wave Elliott wave pattern. Will we get the ABC correction? It might not be that large of a correction. It could be smaller than that. Something like that. Will we retrace back down to 360? Possible. Watching out for that. We also have the bearish divergence, but it's not downtrending. So trying to time the top exactly, you can see some shorts got squeezed out up here. You have big red and a bunch of green. Targets 370, 360. I'll just keep it simple like that. If we happen to rally, the next big pivot point is $400. On the weekly as well, no signs of real red, except we are in the overbought range in the RSI down here on the purple. But there's no extreme red like last time, which is why I'm not too nervous about it in the next 2 weeks. Let's go to Russell 2000. Russell 2000 is different. We had this upside down head and shoulders bullish move that obviously hit the targets full 16%, right at 16%. It's amazing. The algos know, or the traders know. Just target there and put a sell order, and then we're done. So where is this going to pull back to? 194, 186 area. We do have the golden cross, which is good, but retracing down to an EMA is the play, probably 198 or 192. Also, the same bearish divergence. We went from oversold to overbought. So that's a swing trader's dream right there. This is the trades that we dream of. Perfect swing trade, 25%, exactly the target, exactly the support setup, low RSI to high RSI, MACD above the signal line, cross up, uptrending. It's a perfect swing trade. Perfect swing trade, meaning we went exactly from the bottom support exactly to the top resistance. This is why doing charts is very helpful. Okay, let's go to the last one here. QQQ for the indexes. Now, QQQ is a little bit trickier. Why? Because some tech stocks, they kept rallying, and it was a little tricky timing. Trying to time the short was actually really bad, right? So that's why sometimes I follow the trend. There's that quote that says, do not fight the trend. If we are uptrending, do not fight it and try to short every single opportunity. It's just, if it's going up, it's going up. If it's going down, it's easy to short that because it's going down. But people get excited because even right here, there's this bearish setup, but was that the bottom? We try to short it? No. And then it keeps going higher. So don't fight the trend sometimes is the key to survival in the market. Where's the resistance? 411. Support, probably 395. Big trend line on the bottom side. And a large trend line on the top side. So you can see we're right at this resistance dot. I'm going to put this dot here. So if we pull back, I will not be surprised. Where can we pull back to? Let's pull up our EMAs. Pull back to about 397. That's okay. We don't really want to go for sure below 383 because that's our higher low. High, low, high. We can pull back to about 395. Try to retest that 417. Now, let's go to some of the big tech stocks, just a visual, right? I'm starting to see maybe, right, there's that double top and this already losing momentum for Apple stock. Let's get Microsoft up here as well. Microsoft starting to go a little bit sideways in that price action. Netflix with a little bit of the bearish divergence play. Earnings coming up a couple weeks. Facebook has been doing okay in terms of trying to hold this. We had that sim triangle, which had a little bit of that breakout, but still at the resistance. So it's kind of, it's not really going up. Does that make sense? Like uptrending like it was here. It's kind of starting to lose momentum a little bit right there on the charts. Netflix actually bounced and recovered similar to AMD. This was a beautiful play. I remember somebody asked me on stream about this. Somewhere in the middle here, middle 2023, I remember telling that person, if we hold these supports, we should target the next resistance, and that's exactly what happened. Then we had a fading. I remember somebody asked me again somewhere in this area saying, watch out for this downtrend. If we could reject down from it, but we have to bounce back up, which was beautiful. Beautiful play. But again, the swing trading setup, where was it in the last couple of months? Low RSI to high RSI on almost every single stock. 40% play. It was beautiful. Let's go to Tesla as well. Tesla. Quick note about Tesla or all stocks. If a good company crashes down a lot, It has to be a good company. And as Warren Buffett taught us, good companies with good financials, good executives, good products, services with a durable competitive advantage in the marketplace of the world. However, for technical analysis, right, if a stock or crypto crashes down to the 618, 786.88 or like lower than that, 90% retrace, might be an interesting time to maybe buy some. I bought Tesla like right here. I remember I bought Tesla. That's how I had that 40%. Is like the perfect trade. I bought it somewhere right here. And then I just sold it wherever 40% was. I didn't want to get too greedy about it. Just take my profit. I well hit my target. Sold that like 163 area. It kept going a little higher, but I was out of there. If I kept holding it forever, would have went down a little bit. I didn't play this next one because I entered in other trades, which is okay for me, right? It's okay. So where are we going with Tesla right now? A little bit of choppiness, right? This resistance. That's why when I put this huge resistance and I see multiple touch points, there is a strong ceiling for now. Also, if we draw the bottom side, just happens to be dotted. There's no relationship to the dotted versus solid. Just makes it easier to see. But the trend line on the bottom side is turning into a symmetrical triangle, tightening up here. Tightening. So if it comes down, it's probably going to go straight down to 228. Support, support, 228, right? This is not going to excite me until this breaks out, extremely pull back and way up to the top to like, it needs to break 300. Everyone's talking about 300. Multiple people have told me about that. 300, that magical number, right? But remember, we crashed back down to 103. So somebody's up 100 and like 40% or something, right? On this, if they holding until now, 130%. So watch out for that. Okay, quickly, I know people are here for the crypto, so let's just do some of these commodities real fast. Gold, there is a little bit of bearish divergence. It's the third time this MACD has gone down with making the third high. So I would not be surprised if we pull back a little bit to gold to like 187 area. Silver as well. There is this kind of strange, dirty head and shoulders. Who knows if that's true? It'll come true if we lose this neckline, which is $21 support, and see if it fades down. Copper, attempting to break out, but then the support level is 23.66, the resistance of $25. US oil attempted a bounce, but if we watch XLE also about to lose that support possibly. So USO oil fund, there is that resistance on the top and the support on the bottom. If it's going to crash, probably down to 60.76. Natural gas, dead cat bounce, it seems like, meaning this, who knows if this is the real bottom, but I will know that if I see more information. You say high or low, not go below that, then all the longs will get excited about that. But if it comes down to double bottom, we might also get excited about that. 450 range is what I'm looking at. Okay. Before we move on, just look at any comments. Welcome, everybody. Okay, let's go to crypto. Welcome, everybody, to the cryptocurrency section of my live stream. If you like to stream, I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. We have an X Twitter group. Go ahead and drop a follow, a like, or a comment. If you have a question or request, just let me know in the live chat or the YouTube comments for next time. So, quick recap from the beginning of the stream. For Cardano, I'm up plus 125% profit. Solana, I'm up over 250% plus profit. And Litecoin, I'm up plus 200% profit as well. But we have two major catalysts in this market. We have the SEC Bitcoin Spot ETF filings in January, approval or denial. And we also have Bitcoin halving in April and the rumored Ethereum spot ETFs for the stock market, maybe in May or June or something like that. I saw a rumor about that. So we'll see if that comes true or not. Now, for total market cap, there is bearish divergence and bearish momentum building. What am I talking about? We have rallied a lot in this market. I'm talking about specifically last 2 weeks, 3 weeks of action going up here in this price action, but the RSI has been fading down. This is the third time. 1, 2, 3 lower high. MACD as well. 1, 2 baby green lower high right here. So there is some bearish momentum right now. Where are we going to crash down to? 1.37 trillion. We could, what I don't want to see, I do not want to see a head and shoulders like that because that's bad. Then the bears will try to attack that. So we have to defend, if you're a bull, we have to defend the 1.3 trillion area of the market cap. Now, we can also draw a trend line below, connecting all the closes and as many closes as we can. We just closed right below that today. Today was a red day, and it makes sense because people taking their profit in stocks and crypto market to end the year for hedge funds and et cetera, institutions. They're transitioning right now for that SEC crypto fund. The SEC Bitcoin ETF funds that might be approved or denied. So now if we lose this, where's the immediate support? 1.492 trillion. We have to break out above 1.6 trillion. The only good thing is we're still in the golden up cross. So if we tap these supports, hopefully we're going to bounce off one of those. We just don't want to turn into a downtrend death trap. Also on the weekly, you can see that it's starting to fade down. In the RSI, we finally hit that overbought area with a shooting star on a weekly. So there is some yellow light, orange light, danger flashing in my mind. And it's really going to be, you have to think about it. What I'm saying is, yes, we're all getting excited about the SEC, but if you look at the price and back up on this chart, the beginning of the year, we were down here. We rallied plus 114%. So any of these large hedge funds and institutions probably going to lock in their millions of dollars of profit, right? For me, I'm a long-term hodler on crypto. I'm not a true hodler, but I'm an investor. So I'm trying to hold for as long as I can. I like the fact that we have this golden cross, but this can rapidly change if the SEC does something drastic in 2 weeks from now. So that's why I'm very cautious right now. Very cautious. Crypto gains can erase very fast. That's why. So the one chart that I want to bring attention to that most people might not be talking about is this Bitcoin dominance chart, BTC.D. Now, Bitcoin dominance is definitely correlated with, obviously, Bitcoin in the market, because in October was our bottom, and lo and behold, that's the bottom support area. We had a higher low, W double bottom, and then we're up in Bitcoin. So it's not random why Bitcoin went up. We also have this resistance on the top side. And most recent, we have a trend line that's potentially broken. We just broke it, right? This is the first close right here. That's why potential problem on crypto, yellow, orange light. If we do not rally, then I know we are definitely in a problem for Bitcoin. It's been too long. It's been 1 year of gains. So any investor who bought back here in October 2022, even December or November, they're taking the profit right now because long-term capital gains, profit locking. So we're still in the golden up cross, but we're touching that 200 EMA. We're about to fight. It's the battle for Bitcoin in the next month. Battle for Bitcoin. Because if it doesn't rally, where else is it going to go? If it doesn't go up, it's going to go sideways or down. If it goes down, we're going to see a lot of red in the market. So that's why watch out for this. This chart is extremely important. Extremely important. The lower high on the weekly. We've had that before. So we've had that one time we rallied. This is the second time. On the weekly, bearish divergence, double top on the RSI. We need to at least stay above the 50 EMA on the weekly, which is that 49.45% area. Now, let's go to actual Bitcoin chart. I don't want to sound too bearish, but I'm calling out what I see on the charts. Remember, Warren Buffett taught us. If you know Warren Buffett, one of the greatest investors in America and the world, He said, we want to be fearful when others are greedy. And we want to be greedy when others are fearful. What does that generally mean? Let's go to Bitcoin. Somebody might say, I know this already, but actually this is how I made plus 200% profit using his principle. So if I open a Bitcoin chart, when is there maximum fear? When we're in a downtrend crash or in a super crash like the pandemic, a quick crash? 2020. These are moments of maximum fear. Maximum fear on the chart actually was somewhere down here in this box. That's when I remember people quit the market here in 2000, end of 2022, because of interest rate hikes in the stock market and because crypto, there was no hope in sight with all the SEC lawsuits, right? So where's their maximum fear in this chart? A and B. Where's their maximum greed on this chart? Put in the circle, C and D. C and D, maybe E, relative E spot, okay? Meaning like short-term greediness, because we have so much green on the chart. Solana went like 400% or 600% or something this year, more than 400%, right? And people are getting all super excited about crypto. And that means there could be a relative high, because on the indicators, it simply means we're at high RSI. On the RSI, fear means down here below 30. Greed means above 70 for me. Middle means neutral, basically, for now, for RSI, relative strength. But emotional wise, that's how we know. Quick aside there, lesson. Okay, let's get into Bitcoin. So resistance, we double topped on Bitcoin just below that 44,000 region. Immediate support 41,000. We draw the trend line, draw another trend line for levels of secret support, or make it super easy. This is why I love Fibonacci. Just draw a low to high. And now we hit the 50% retrace, just like Solana. This is why we're pulling back. So where can we retrace down to? We do not want to lose 40,000. If we lose 40,000 and we don't recover in 3 months, crypto's in big trouble if that happens. Because if we back up and draw the larger pattern, redraw, larger pattern, I can connect these. You can see, disregard this part. It's because it's extended, but support, support, resistance, resistance, 2 touch points each minimum. And where are we? Exactly at the resistance point, the ceiling right now. This is not empty blank space here on the level 2. There are many people waiting to sell or go short. There's probably hundreds of short orders for futures, basic sell orders that are stacked up here. So that's why until we break 50,000, the next level, nothing to get really excited about. We already played this swing, the swing traders. So long term, you can get something like this that happened in July, August again, where we pulled back down to maybe even 40,000 or 38 area. If it really fades down like that, nothing until Bitcoin happening. Or let's think about it in 3 scenarios. What's the worst possible scenario that can happen in a month from now? I'm talking absolute worst case. Bitcoin is banned in America. All cryptos are illegal. This is crashing to oblivion, back down. It's probably going to be the strongest selling we've ever seen in the history of Bitcoin. Okay, bad case is denials of the spot Bitcoin ETF. And then you bet this thing's going back down to probably 35,000 off of that bad news. Now, the good news, if it all gets approved, it could still crash because why? We came from such a low spot. We are not starting low here. We're starting high. And then this news is about to come out. It's called a sell the news event. A professional fund manager taught me, I do not want to be the last person into a trade. From my own experience, I learned I want to sell to retail traders. I want I want to sell to the average person, unfortunately, right? Like if you're buying something, just anything, and who are you going to sell it to, right? You need customers in business. Same thing with shares. We're trading shares, trading hands. Who are you going to sell to you, right? So I learned that from hedge fund manager. They want to sell to retail. So when retail starts entering, gets all excited, they're selling to those people, the average person in the world, and they're taking the profit and getting out. So you have to change the mindset like that in terms of the timing. Wyckoff theory of technical analysis also taught me that distribution, selling to who? To retail traders. Where can we pull back to? 32,000, 30,000 area. It's still a higher low pattern. High, low, high, higher low. Okay. Let's go to Ethereum as well. I'll try to go faster here. If you have a request or question, just let me know in the live chat. So Ethereum as well, we have this large symmetrical triangle, about 90% width, measure and move, and a little bit of relative bearish momentum here. But if this is true, this should go 75% or 60% if I measure this correctly. Let's say, I think I measured it like this and did half of that target. So 60% area. Let's get a new target, 3,000, right? Again, on this chart, a quick lesson. Where do I want to buy? If let's say if somebody's new and saying, okay, I don't understand anything this guy is saying. Basically in the market, we have waves, we have relative lows, we have relative highs, right? It's like bidding. Hopefully everyone's shopped on eBay or Craigslist or auction. Think of an auction. That's what a trade, that's what the stock market is. We're bidding on the price, right? We're bidding on this. It's buy or sell. There's order book, right? There's level 2 right here, right? The buyers and the sellers. So the price is moving around all the time, the buyers and the sellers. Now, you have to, why do we look at the chart? We look at the chart to get analysis and ideas about the price history, okay? Because if you just look at like a watch list, one number doesn't really mean anything. Ethereum's $2,302.50. What does that even mean? Is that high? Is that low? If you look at the all-time price history of Ethereum, it is high price. Does that make sense? Right? So just getting all super excited about Ethereum at $2,252 is okay. That's okay, but that's presuming it's going to go higher in the future. What if it does not, right? Then we're buying high and then we're about to lose money. So relative lows versus highs. So whenever I open a chart, I like to just understand on this chart on Binance, Ethereum / USDT, the price started at $295. Then it rallied to 1,392. Then where did it go? That's why you just understand. It crashed all the way down to $82. All of us would love to buy Ethereum at $82 again. The next relative low was 120. And then we nonstop rallied to $4,816, pulled back down to 1,020, rally back till now, which is 2,300, right? So relative to when somebody started, we can determine if the price is relatively high or low, right? I started 6 years ago. This is way back here, 2017. Okay. So Ethereum, to my mind, is high price because I remember Ethereum was like $100 or $200 like a long time ago, right? It went 10x from that. Just a quick reminder, okay? Now, the next thing maybe somebody needs to think about if they are new is it's not about the 5,000 tools here or the 50 tools or 5,000 indicators on TradingView, which are extremely important. I'm saying that the starting point is maybe start with Bitcoin. Don't even start with Ethereum. Look at like an old exchange. Let's go. I go Bitfinex sometimes because it's so old, right? And maybe to put it on a weekly chart and rewind all the way back. We have 2014 data, 2013. We have 10 years of data. It's a perfect chart to learn. Same thing. We're getting all excited about Bitcoin 44,000. Do we remember that Bitcoin once was $2,500? The 2017 high, which was unheard of, was $20,000 high basically. And we crashed all the way down to 3,000, basically. Rallied to 10,000. Pandemic crash to 5,000. Rallied to 65,000. Pulled back to 15,000 and rallied back to 45,000. So when I remember Bitcoin being like $3,000, $4,000, this is 10 times more expensive than I remember from a long time ago. So that's why, to me, I just try not to have some kind of emotional reaction to the market anymore. It's just we only have like a 17 million coin supply approximately of Bitcoin. So when the Bitcoin halving happens in April, the rewards are going to get cut in half. And eventually, long term, it should get more valuable long term. Short term, we're going to have a sell off probably in the next 3-6 months. But long term, it should get valuable unless the government bans Bitcoin. Then it becomes not valuable anymore. But if we have this resistance, where's my target for long term? We're talking about like 2, 3, 4 years from now. Probably we're going to hit this 70,000 area again. Maybe we'll finally hit that $100,000 target that everyone's dreaming of for 5 years. Right? But on this long-term weekly chart, when I draw these long-term trend lines that last 10 years long, support, support, support. That's why I bought it. It's the third support. And the resistance, 1, 2. Where's our third one? That's what everyone's expecting right now, if in the most bullish case scenario. It's just always buying in the middle of a move. That's when everyone usually shows up into the market. Respectfully, I understand that, because unless somebody's looking at the crypto or stock market every single day or every week, people are not going to come back until they hear or see some big green move. It's just natural. People need to hear or see it first, the move, and then they come back into the market, right? But for I would say the aggressive, advanced, or experienced or professional traders, people are starting to watch it when it makes the news. And even I entered twice, down here and I entered here. This is the last entry I made back in October 2023. Are we going to go straight up to here? 150,000? Maybe not, right? Because in 2019, I remember this, I lived through this. We had a short-lived rally and then we crashed. This could happen again, right? In terms of, let's say, section A can copy paste to section B. We could get rally, pull back because everyone sells off and then everyone thinks crypto's going to crash. But then everyone gets money because in 2 years from now, the interest rates go down, loan interest rates go down, car loans, personal loans, business loans, mortgage rates go down, jobs are going up eventually, people have more money to invest, more cash. We're really going to put some of that in stocks and crypto. So maybe we'll get that kind of effect, but it might take years. So for the hodlers, unless Bitcoin gets banned, we should go up over time, long term. It's all up to the government and the corporations at this point. This is right now we have the most, I would say, regulatory law changes in like the past couple of years that I know of. Now, I just talked about the bullish green case. What about if things go bad? And it's important to just have this long-term view, because one little like 1% change every day, who cares about that unless you're a scalper day trader on leverage futures? But For me as an investor, 1% moves up or down doesn't really matter. I need to focus on the big picture. If it's bearish, there could be this large head and shoulders, the perfect neckline. That's why for like a whole year, I was saying we can't lose 20,000. We can't lose 15,000. If we drop below here, then it's game over for crypto. That hasn't happened yet. So what all bull traders are basically betting on, hoping is that this upstairs pattern continues for like 2 years. That's what everyone's betting on right now. Now, we're about to find out in 3 to 6 months if the Bitcoin spot ETF gets approved. Will people actually put their money into it now? Or are they going to put their money into it later? It depends. The charts will tell us. Time will tell us. But it's good to have that perspective on the market and understand we just bounced off a 10-year low of Bitcoin, relative low trend line, which is super powerful. Super powerful. It even pierces back down to here as a potential like resistance point. So this is actually real for 10 years. Low, 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 high, high. Where's our third high? Okay, let's rapid fire the rest here. If you have a question, just let me know. Okay, let's go to Litecoin. So how did I know how to enter into Litecoin? I'm just giving out the free education right now at this point because I want to teach people basically what nobody taught me in the beginning. Okay, I'm sharing things that is valuable information. So I'm hoping it helps you in some way, even if it's small or big. Even if you apply the knowledge like 5 years from now, I hope this helps you. So let's go to Litecoin. Kraken. Just pick Kraken. Litecoin. This is an old school coin. Litecoin used to be the hottest altcoin like 10 years ago, 8 years ago. Now it's not really that popular, but still an old one. On Litecoin, I like Bitfinex charts. Sometimes it has a lot of data going back 10 years. So Litecoin is in this type of wedge pattern. You can kind of see it's holding that support area, resistance area. So there's a very large circle gap here. There's also a very large circle on the bottom if it crashes. So I will know to get out of my Litecoin positions if we lose something like $60 or 40. If this price starts to do that, I'm out of there. Take my profit, I'm gone from that trade. Live to take my profit, protect my principal, live to trade and invest another day. That's how I survived 6 years straight of trading and investing, all styles. Now, how did I know how to enter? Well, combining all the news we've been talking about for like 40 minutes, but specifically on this chart, I saw this higher low. I actually entered in right here. So higher low. After a crash, let's say point A, point B, or point C, or point D on this chart, right? A, B, C, or D. A is over here. If I'm trying to go long and go green, remember relative high versus relative low in the price. I do not want to buy the relative high. I have to train myself as a contrarian trader. I do the opposite of the average person. People coming in late and trying to FOMO their way into this. That's why I became no FOMO charts. I'm just trying to do the opposite of most people, and it works generally. Because when we have maximum fear, everybody either lost money or doesn't care about the market or doesn't feel good about the market. They stop looking at the charts, stop trading, and do something else. Probably, whatever makes them happy in life. But for trading, like I said last week, I cannot stop charting as a technical analyst, an analyst for technical analysis. I can't stop charting because I'm going to miss whatever is happening. I don't care about missing the top. I care about missing the bottom, though. It's very important because I need to enter into that spot, which I did. So lower lows, and then we have this double bottom right here. It's a pattern. It happens all the time. Crash, crash, crash. Did it go down anymore? No, it went sideways. Buy, buy, buy. And then I bought. Now, how did I make the 200%? There is that crypto stock called LTCN, Grayscale company, and I'm not promoting them. I'm not affiliated with them at all. But GBTC, that's the biggest Bitcoin trust from Grayscale. It's basically a crypto stock on the OTC market. But this is why, right? I bought Litecoin sub $5 and it's right now at 1593. So 242% to be exact. And it's just a combination of things. I knew about Grayscale company for a couple of years. I knew of this LTCN. I knew what it was for a couple of years. I just found it this year. And it's because of the SEC approvals. Because if you think about it, it's the same setup, right? I just showed you. If it goes down a lot, it's still going down until it stops going down. So if it stops going down on the chart, if I set my emotions aside and try to control it, or just from experience, I don't really get affected by it. If it starts to go sideways, and then wait a second, it went up, it stopped going down. It made a triple bottom support technically at 221. And then there's a resistance point at 410, right? Somebody could say this is upside down head and shoulders and it's about to go up. Or somebody could say we stopped going down, right? It didn't keep crashing below $2. It went sideways. So if you know your Wyckoff theory, this is accumulation, this is markup, distribution, and then sell off, right? Meaning people buy, it goes up a lot, they sell, and then there's no buyers left and then crash. And then we have accumulation going sideways, accumulation, buy, uptrend, mark up to the next resistance level. If it keeps going, the next resistance level for Litecoin is beautiful. It is way up here. If I do the all-time low of this crypto stock to the all-time high, 0.88 is $50, and I bought at 5. Once I saw this and I knew this, I said, can I make 1,000% on this trade? It is actually possible if I hold long enough and if the market goes in my favor. If it goes back up to 618, if Litecoin goes up to $150, I thought to myself, how much risk do I want to put on? Do I want to make 2,500% potential on Litecoin if it goes back to all-time highs? My answer was yes. So it's not all about green in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? It's not about getting greedy. It's when it was down here, it was maximum fear. Nobody was in my chat that much. Nobody was talking about crypto. Everyone I knew was doing other things in life. It's just not trending. Basically, in every sense. It's not trending on the chart. It's not trending on social media. It's not trending on television. Nobody cared about it at that time. But never give up on the charts. And I reap the rewards. So I hope you can too as well. Now, I am not promoting this. This is not financial advice. Buying now is actually super dangerous because it could pull back down like 50% on somebody. But the measure move was supposed to be 100 to 200%, and we went exactly that move. So I won't be surprised if there's a pullback. We do have a shooting star. There was shooting star. Parabola, right? That could pull back down, way back down to $12 and immediately negative 20% profit or loss, right? On the profit, right? So that's why it's kind of dangerous. But just showing people exactly the technical analysis, applying it, then switching into trader mentality and understanding where's my entry, where is my stop loss, which should be a not negative number. Let's say it's like 3. And then where's my profit target? Somewhere up here. It could be lower than that. The first level, if you look to the left, resistance target, that's the first target. And that's where everyone's stopping, 250%. So I put like 25% risk. This is a true investment. I put 25% risk, and then I locked in almost 250% profit. So we're going to see if it keeps going or not. But sometimes Grayscale Trust is way more volatile than the regular Litecoin. The regular Litecoin, nothing happened, right? So that's why it's different, or less happened. Okay, let's rapid fire the rest. I gave a lot of information, knowledge, and information that hopefully can help you in your crypto trading and investing in your account. Now, let's go. I'm going to turn paper trading off here, just so those orders go away for education. Solana, I already went over that trade last time of how I made the 250% plus 250%, but basically very quickly it was ascending triangle pattern. If you know your if you know your chart patterns, that's 100% why that went up. Remember, if it's downtrending, it's not going up, so don't long it. Don't long it. Meaning don't go green. It's going down. Who cares as an investor? I just skipped all of this. I don't care about a little dead cat bounce. That's for traders, day traders and scalpers. I don't care about that. I care about the big profits as an investor. Where did that happen? It literally took 1 year almost to set up. It basically took a year. 365 days until we broke out. So who has patience for a year? That person is an investor, right? Then we have low support, low support, low support, resistance breakout on the last one. But then where do I want to buy as a long? Where do I want to buy? Sometimes stop loss doesn't work. There we go. Remember, the best spot to buy are support levels. It's the most scary in the market, but again, it's the contrarian mentality. To make it less scary, maybe I'll use some price patterns and some RSI. What do I notice about the RSI? Bullish, double bottom, it's oversold, buy. Flash crash, V-shaped recovery with the hammer candle, which you can't really see, but it's there. On the second support level, buy. We've come back down to a support level. We barely tapped that RSI. If you go to 4 hour, it was definitely there right here, October 11th. And then good news catalyst that the SEC is going to approve possibly some crypto ETFs. The US government was kind of chastising the SEC, saying they were too harsh on these crypto companies. So it's like a boxing match. Social boxing match. Who's winning? For trading. Are the bulls winning or are the bears winning? Are the greedy people winning or are the fearful people winning? Or is the government winning? Are the corporations winning? Etc. Right? Are altcoins winning? Is Bitcoin winning? Right? It's just simplify like that and it makes it a little bit easier. But we're looking at the past. Now, if you want to talk about a future forecast, there is bearish divergence. No question about it. Bearish divergence meaning Solana is probably going to pull back. Solana is probably going to pull back. Right? So you just want to watch out for that right here. Excuse all the background noises, but right here. Where can our support come back down to? Breakout, where's our support? 45, 63, 89. Solana tapped 125. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But for me, basically, still trying to see this golden up cross if it's going to hold and be true up here or not. Okay, I'll just do 2 more. I'll do 2 more. I'll show my Cardano lesson one more time, and then I have an ICP request. Is that a crypto? Is that internet protocol? So let's go to Cardano really quick. Just want to share this again. It's because it's so good and it was such a good setup. I want to teach people about this over and over again. So Cardano, quickly, how do I know how to enter? There's support on the bottom. There's a clear resistance point on the top area. Remember, support, 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 resistance, resistance, resistance. It's consolidating inside of here. If you know your Wyckoff theory, we went from accumulation to markup to distribution to sell off to another accumulation period. And Cardano was negative 92% discount. It was beautiful. I bought literally right here at the bottom, 25 cents. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Somebody said, thank you, No Former Charts. You helped me get into Solana at $30. Yes. Yes. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Congratulations. I just hope that it doesn't crash back down. You know what I'm saying? I'm also in Solana. So I just hope that we could get this pullback, right? And you never know. Just rewinding to Solana. You never know. Let's just say the way I was taught to think about this, and the way I like to think about it is 3 to 4 scenarios. Worst case scenario, Solana is like does something illegal and then it's about to crash back to nothing, right? That's the absolute worst case. Bad case scenario is maybe it'll pull back down like negative 50%. That would be bad. Good case scenario is it pullbacks a little bit to like 75 and then one more attempt. Best case scenario, we keep going higher, right? So I'm always ready for those 4 scenarios because it's crypto. I don't want people to get too excited to the point where the emotions take over, the euphoria takes over that everyone's green right now, or a lot of traders are green. Still have to stay nimble. I'm just super happy for people who get these setups. I remember like a year ago, somebody asked me about Shiba Inu setup. It was like one guy, not this chart, talked to me, asked me a question in the TradingView live chat. I have to use that chart. About Shiba Inu right here. He asked me in August 2021. I hope this guy caught that move on the top. It was incredible. It was absolutely phenomenal. Let's see if we can get it again, right? That's what I'm waiting for. Okay, so quick recap of Cardano. We have the resistance at 67 cents and then support at 56 cents. We also have the trend line at the bottom side. See if we're going to hit that 56 support on the bottom side. If we happen to lose it because it's starting to consolidate in a symmetrical triangle right now, what's the measure move of this sim triangle? It's 23%. So there's plus 23 or minus 23% volatility on Cardano right now, and it makes perfect sense. So it's going to be up to the market. Everyone's like holding their breath right now. We might get 3 days of quiet, hopefully, in the crypto market before this big moves. Okay, and the last one, this is a request. This is not financial advice. Somebody wants ICP. I use Binance. ICP. I still remember this. Now, the thing we have to remember about, at least on this chart, you might be trading something else. But at least on this chart, the first thing to know about ICP is it's a very small altcoin, and the volume, according to TradingView, is less than 200K, 200,000. Our average volume for the last 30 days, however, has been 6 million. But the actual physical coin number or a share number apparently is 200K. So just kind of watch out for that, because sometimes some cryptos have like no liquidity, and the liquidity comes back because when it goes super green like that, right? So just kind of watch out for that. Now, many altcoins look like this chart. Many of them, Near, AVAX, etc. looks like this, where we had a super downtrend, and then we bottomed out. So I want to go from the past to the present into the future. What was the secret key right here in terms of for almost every single altcoin, and I did mark this on the streams for the past like couple months, is again, relative support levels. Support, resistance, resistance. When this was not here, if we zoom in even closer, there is an upside down head and shoulders. That's a bullish pattern with double bottom RSI. That's bullish. There is also MACD histogram change in direction and an up cross on the MACD signal lines. That's 4 indicators, 2 price indicators and 2 oscillators. We can also, if somebody wants to draw even more for confirmation, put a trend line on the top side. And then once that gets broken, which it did right here at $3.23, that's how we know we're about to explode to the upside. The 5th or 6th indicator as well was probably, we can presume that a lot of shorts or a lot of selling in the futures was happening on this coin for 1 year straight. So we had the short squeeze. The 7th reason is that the stock market also reversed at the exact same time. Mega super correlation right here in October 2023. This is the exact same thing. So let's not get too excited about any single altcoin, is because we had almost, and then add on reason 8, SEC Bitcoin ETF, reason 9, tech stocks going up, reason 10, the entire stock market going up, right? Liquidations of futures. So this is not just ICP, it's like every single altcoin looks like this. But now, take a peek at the weekly. Now, after we know how to enter into some of those setups, let's go Fibonacci the bottom here to the top. Can this thing go all the way to $30? Maybe, right? 30, 50, 80, maybe even 100 someday. But that means that Bitcoin needs to never come down. This is the first real major leg up from a oversold to an overbought. Typically on crypto, once we get into the overbought range, sometimes it's over, right? But the reason why I'm not thinking it's over is because we have the Bitcoin halving in April as well. So 2 years from now, we'll see. But let's flip it to Bitcoin, right? Same thing. Bitcoin bottomed out. October had this rally. Okay. Bitcoin's in the overbought range here on the RSI. Flip back to ICP. Same thing, right? So not 100%, but probably greater than maybe 70% correlation right now between so many assets, crypto and Bitcoin. But remember what I was talking about, Bitcoin dominance earlier in this stream. If Bitcoin is about to go down, what do I think is probably going to happen on the dominance chart? If this goes down, Bitcoin price goes down. ICP is probably going to go down too. How much depends on the market. It's not under my control. But I can forecast this like 743 support, maybe back down to 550 support, even talking about Solana too, or Cardano. Everything I'm holding, I know it can pull back very fast. Enough panic selling, capitulation can bring us back down. Now, for ICP, if you're a long-term holder, a long-term investor, what we need to see is a trend change. This is the last thing I'm going to say in this stream. Last topic is we went from a down trend, meaning there is a series of lower lows in the market and series of lower highs. That's a downtrend definition from the books. What's the definition of uptrend? Uptrend would be, let's go to Bitcoin. Definition of uptrend is a series of higher highs and higher lows and super higher highs and higher lows, right? Until it stops. And then it turns into a downtrend, a series of lower lows, lower high, lower low, lower high, right? So identifying, it's always tricky when it's right at the middle point. Does that make sense? It's nobody really knows. Are we about to keep going higher or lower? It takes time. But once it, like for here, I sold all my coins here at 25,000. Once we have a clear indication in the market, double top, I am out of there. I didn't touch crypto in 2022. Why would I do that as an investor? Because it's going down, right? And then we had a trend change in this year. I kept talking about it for the entire year, for like 8 months straight. We have a trend change, everybody. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So where are we right now? Higher high. What should happen next if it's perfect in the market? Higher low. If it's textbook. Sometimes that doesn't happen though. Sometimes the higher low is just like 2% down and then we have like plus 50%. It's crypto. So if everyone's going to dogpile in and go long crypto, great. Great for all of us bulls and longs. It's just, it's very cautious right now because the SEC, nobody knows except for insiders. Are they going to approve or deny the 3 or 4 big spot Bitcoin ETFs? Even if they improve it, are people going to buy it? Or are all the traders just about to liquidate in 3 weeks from now? That's why. It's 2 scenario play out to think about. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for watching and following. For this entire year, I've been streaming on TradingView for I think over 2 years now. Want to thank each and every one of my followers and supporters. Thank you for watching the stream and following all these years. And I hope you learned something or you like the stream. I'm streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch. We also have a X Twitter group. This is the last stream of 2023. Happy New Year to you and your family. I hope you have a healthy and happy and successful 2024. And we have a holiday weekend here this weekend. Gonna take it easy for a couple days. And I'll see you next week. The next stream is gonna be probably either January 5th or January 7th. So next Friday or next Sunday. And then we're going to go straight into Bitcoin ETF. It's happening that fast. 2 weeks from now, it's Bitcoin ETFs and then earnings in 3 to 4 weeks. Okay, everybody, Happy New Year. And I'll see you next time in 2024. Bye-bye.